Caution will be examples that there's no benefit in being an agent of false news.
The Center for Infectious Diseases Research in Zambia, Cidarz, through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, funded project Tuberculosis Local Organizations Network, TBLON, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Zacci, to enhance TB sensitization and workplace screening. The partnership will assist Cidarz and the Ministry of Health to have easy access and carry out TB sensitization to people working in companies affiliated to Zacci. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Cidarz Chief Executive Officer Dr. Izukanji Sekazwe, who was represented by Cidarz Chief Financial Officer Akim Singala, describes the partnership as a great opportunity which will contribute to achieving of one of the project's objectives to strengthen private sector engagement in the fight against tuberculosis. She notes the private sector engagement is one of the many avenues through which most unreached communities in TB can be accessed, and partnership between Cidarz and Zacci will help in achieving this. Dr. Sekazwe says the Memorandum of Understanding will contribute towards enhancing government efforts to meet the national goal of ending TB by end of 2030. And Zacci President Dr. Chabuka Kawesha, who is also the chairperson for Zambia Private Sector Alliance, says the two parties enter into the agreement with the desire to promote good health standards across the country. Meanwhile, Cidarz announced and handed over a letter to James Coney, who is Atlas Mara Bank Chief Executive Officer, as the new TB champion for showing leadership by spearheading private sector engagement in TB activities. Mr. Coney has shown personal commitment and passion towards promotion of good health in our communities. He has availed himself for the TB advocacy, which shall galvanize other corporate leaders and Zambians at large to fight TB and end TB by the year 2030. And speaking in an exclusive interview with MUVI TV News, Mr. Coney explains that once diseases are reduced in the health sector, then the demand and the cost structure will be reduced.
The first step in ensuring sustainability of the health service and the infrastructure is actually prevention itself. It's ensuring that we can prevent the diseases from happening in the first instance. Because when the diseases don't happen, the demand on the infrastructure is also reduced. If you let the diseases happen first, then the demand on infrastructure is, could be too heavy and unsustainable. So where we're coming in as Cidarz in trying to promote awareness of TB is to ensure that people are aware of it, they are aware of how it can be prevented, how it can be treated early, so that we can reduce on the demand on that infrastructure. So that's my response to your question on how can we ensure that the health infrastructure is actually sustainable. I'm sure government in its own planning and all is also ensuring that they have the right infrastructure in the right places, but our role and our appeal to the corporate world is to ensure that as leaders we help spread the message of how TB can be prevented so that we reduce on the demands on the health infrastructure.